Hello everyone, in today's video I want to go through Roblox, which is going to be one of the hottest initial public offerings for early 2021. So I'm going to give you a perspective of what is Roblox. I'm going to give you insights on valuation, on the growth catalyst for Roblox. So if you are looking at Roblox as a potential growth, super growth stock play for next year, or you're wondering what this hype IPO or why are people so excited about this initial public offering, then you got to check out today's video. Now, the best way I can explain Roblox to someone who doesn't know anything about this gaming platform, just think of it as YouTube of games for young kids. So literally someone can go onto Roblox, like my children who are play it on a daily basis, go onto this platform and search for trending games, or how many games are which games have the most amount of users on there, or search for games that are live streamed. There's so much potential in it, and that's what's causing this stickiness, is that my kids always go on this platform because they know that there's millions of games to play. So let me give you a perspective of how popular this platform is. The amount of users, like kids, playing this platform every single day is bigger than the size of the Canadian population, which is insane. That means every single day, just imagine all of Canada playing on this platform every single day. That's crazy. Now, all of the games on Roblox is built by users. And what that means is that they're built by the community, very similar to YouTube. I create videos on YouTube. So YouTube relies on a bunch of content creators to post videos every single day. Well, same with Roblox. They rely 100% on users to generate games for them, and that's why there's millions and millions of games on this platform, and that's why kids keep coming back, because there's just endless amounts of games to play. Now, what got me interested in Roblox is because my two daughters love Roblox, and as I was observing them playing and asking them questions about why they love it, this is their answers. They say it's because there's so many games on this platform. Second, it's like a platform for them to chat with their friends. So essentially, it's like a social media platform for kids in the gaming system. Third is that my kids are saying, look, they can play Roblox anywhere, anytime, on their mobile devices, on their computer, on their iPad, which makes this super easy to sign on and to play any game with their friends anytime, anywhere, as long as they have a device. One competitive edge to this platform is that it's free, so any kid can sign up and play a game. Roblox is primarily free for kids. How do they generate and scale their model to get more and more revenue? So let's look at its financials, because this is going to give us an insight on the growth of Roblox. And I'm going to also compare it to other similar gaming platforms that are super popular right now, just to give you a perspective of how much revenue, how much growth there's still left. So when you look at the daily active users, which is a huge and critical metric to measure Roblox off, you really want to see an increasing number of daily active users. And of course, in 2018, they only had 12 million, and then that grew to 17.6 million in 2019. That grew into 31.1 million of daily active users. And of course, the revenue has grown regularly from 312 million to 488 million to 558 million for 2020. What's interesting and what's not really talked about is the bookings. See, my kids buy Robux, which is a virtual currency that you can buy through Roblox, and basically you can use these Robux to buy clothes, to basically dress up their characters, to hack the game, to pay for premium features or pay for a premium game. So these Robux enables them to spend money, and when you buy these Robux, it doesn't get claimed as revenue immediately, because you buy it and it doesn't get spent right away. So you can see when it comes to bookings within Roblox, you can see bookings were 499 million 2018, grew to 694 million 2019, and then went to 458 million in 2020. Now, if this Robux, which is called bookings, was not considered a liability and actually considered as immediate revenue, then the revenue for Roblox obviously is now surpassing $1 billion of revenue. And this is where it gets so interesting, because this is where I feel there's going to be a lot of growth catalysts for Roblox. Roblox is really, the substantial number of users is in US and Canada. And now, of course, they have expanded all around the world, but they're looking to concentrate into China, which is a huge gaming country. Now, just to put this all into perspective in terms of what does daily active users and how does this translate to revenue? Okay, so Fortnite, which is a really popular game, one of the most popular mobile games, has only 25 million daily active users, yet they generate forecasts in 2020 of $5 billion. And Roblox, which only has 31 million of daily active users, is only forecasting 2020 revenue 558 million. And if you add the bookings, that's like just a bit over $1 billion. So all I'm trying to get at is there is a humongous amount of potential for Roblox to really leverage their platform, grow their daily active users, and generate a lot more money, like from my kids who are playing on Roblox. Which is a good example. So you're probably thinking, like, what are the big growth catalysts for Roblox? So let's hit that right now. So I've done a ton of research, and I've been reviewing a bunch of the conferences that the CEOs has released and his interviews. And what I saw as common themes is that he's going to be emphasizing a lot of money spent on developers, on their users, so that they can build better and better games, because they want to basically pass on a lot of the revenue for the developers, basically their users who are generating the games for his platform. And then by doing that, by these developers making like pretty good income, like I think some of them are making on average like $10,000 per user. Like if you're a kid generating $10,000, that's like huge. Or if you're one of the big developers, the average developer's revenue is $100,000. So basically he's trying to make it so that it's going to make it super fruitful for these developers to build games on Roblox. He's also going to allow these developers build their own brand and do live stream and create a lot more, basically enable these developers and the users to really market their games on Roblox and be able to, once they build their game, it will be translated all across the world, which means then basically anyone around the world can understand and play the game, because there's like tutorials on games, like how to play the game. So the developers don't have to worry about the architecture on the cloud. They don't have to worry about getting their games translated. So really, Roblox is going to really enable developers, basically users, to create games as fast as possible, as easy as possible, and be fruitful for their users. It's just like YouTube. Like I'm on YouTube, and YouTube makes it super easy for me to upload a video and it generates a transcript, and it allows me to build a community, allows me to build a membership. There's so many things that YouTube offers that makes it so easy to create a video on YouTube and then collect some advertising revenue. Well, that's what exactly Roblox is doing for their community of users who build games for that platform. The second big catalyst is going to be their subscription model, because like parents like me are going to be sick and tired of buying Roblox gift cards and then have their kids just spend it like this. So what parents are going to do is buy the subscription model, which ranges like from $5 to like $20 every single month. So that gives my kids like an allowance, so they can throttle their purchases and basically save up the Robux points to make bigger and bigger purchases if they choose to. Now, the third big catalyst is, of course, I already repeated this, is going to be China, which is a huge gaming community, and that has so many more users. China has a massive population, and way bigger than US and Canada combined. So this is where a lot of more users could be added on, and a lot more revenue could be added in the upcoming years. Another growth catalyst I could see is that the CEO has said he's going to be targeting and building a community for an older audience. One of the biggest user growth is actually over 15 years old. So they're going to actually give a lot of the tools to developers to actually build games that are more catered to older users. And they're actually finding that those who have been playing Roblox at a young age actually end up staying on the game even past 15 years old. So that gives them like a big new user demographic so that they can up their daily active users and up their revenue. Now, one thing that is super important for parents and is important to their growth is the safety of Roblox. Now, Roblox's demographics is really young. They call them tweens. I think it's right around ages 6 to 14 or 13 years old, which is a very sensitive age, and you want to make sure that the platform is super safe to use. And one last big growth catalyst for Roblox is that advertising has been pretty minimal on Roblox, and they haven't actually spent any money really on marketing. So this is going to be, I think, a great revenue stream. Like you could see with YouTube and with Facebook and with Google, they've really been generating a ton of their revenue through advertising. And given that there's so many daily active users on Roblox, there's a massive potential for advertising and marketing on that platform, and basically creating a new social media platform on gaming, so that gamers can live stream and collect some revenue from advertising and brand their games if they make their games. So there's just so much growth that I could see in this gaming platform. But of course, at the end of the day, we got to pay a decent price for this company. We don't want to buy it at super expensive prices. So you can see in the recent news that this company was valued between $4 billion, and then another news said it was valued at $8 billion. So all to say is that it has a huge range. But what I can tell you is that I'm going to use when Microsoft bought Minecraft is super popular amongst kids. In fact, one of the most popular gaming platforms with kids other than Roblox. At that time, Minecraft was only generating $289 million of sales. So if you use a revenue multiple like what Microsoft was willing to pay, that was 8x. But what's a little bit crazy this year is that IPOs have gone super crazy. In fact, I'm kind of thinking we're like in an IPO bubble. I think a revenue multiple of 8 times its revenue is safe. Roblox has an estimated revenue of $1.47 billion plus an estimate of $2 billion in bookings, which are essentially people buying the Roblox gift cards. If you add that together, that's about $3.47 billion in revenue for 2021. And if we use the same price to sales multiple of 8x, that has a market cap of 27 billion approximately. So let's go for 27 to 30 billion dollars. Now, what does this mean when it comes to amount of shares? I actually don't know what's the outstanding shares in Roblox. So you would have to take the market cap and divide it by the outstanding shares at the IPO stage, and then you would know what the stock price is on that day. But because I don't know the outstanding shares, that's an unknown factor. But I would be willing to pay somewhere between $27 billion to $30 billion of market cap for Roblox. On the other side of it, Unity, which is a recent software company that went IPO'd, which is similar to Roblox in the way that they provide a tool for developers to build games and receive a cut of it. They trade at 58 times revenue multiples. So I'll just say is like, that is like, in terms of how much revenue they make, that seems way overvalued. But given that it has immense growth potential in the upcoming years, given that it's focusing its attention on an older demographic, which is older than 15 years old, given that there's a lot of potential advertising and more marketing that they can do on that platform, and given that the immense surge in daily active users on this platform, I think that there's going to be immense, like many more years of growth in this company. Like, for example, Fortnite generates $5 billion of revenue when it has way less daily active users than Roblox. So that just gives you a perspective how much money can be made from a gaming platform if done right. For me personally, I'm going to be making a position in this IPO because first, my kids keep telling me that there's a lot of money to be made in this company, and I could see just going through, I mean, this this growth thesis that I could definitely see it. So, and I think that I also want my kids to be kind of vested in it. So this is a bit of my way of getting my kids more interested in investing by buying a stock that they have a complete direct connection to. And I'll be holding it for the long term. But of course, it opens up at like $100 billion market cap. Then maybe I'll say like, maybe I'll hold back for a pullback. Anyways, I hope you found this video super helpful and super informative. If so, smash that like button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. So you let me know to make more of these videos for you. I'll see you in the next video.